All right, so French toast is a super easy whole grain to make. Today we're going to be using whole wheat bread. We're going to be using milk, cinnamon, eggs. You'll need some butter for putting it onto your pan. We're also going to need a few utensils. So each of your labs are going to have a glass pie plate, as well as a turner, a fork, and a knife. Okay, so to get started, French toast, super duper easy to make. The thing about French toast is that you have to be ready. You have to get all of your supplies ready to go before you begin. So what I have been doing is we are going to be using these electric griddles. I plugged my electric griddle in, and then you have to make sure that you turn your knob here to around 350 degrees. Now, while we're getting all of the rest of our ingredients together, you want to make sure that you are preheating your pan, otherwise your French toast is not going to cook correctly. So first of all, into your pie plate, you are going to crack 3 eggs. So carefully, if you've never cracked an egg before, all you want to do is gently tap it either on the table or on the side of the pan. Doesn't matter to me as long as it's gentle. And you just want to take and make a little crack and then open up your eggshell. So now, when I'm done cracking all 3 eggs, I'm going to need to wash my hands because raw eggs can carry, as we know, salmonella. So we want to just crack the eggs carefully. Since I'm cracking 3 eggs in a row, I don't have to wash my hands between every egg. But when I'm all done cracking them, I want to make sure that I wash my hands. So crack 3 eggs into your pie plate. Throw the eggshells away. And then go ahead and wash your hands. Hot soapy water to make sure that we prevent the spread of foodborne illnesses. Then you are going to move on to the next step, which is to scramble the eggs. So I'm using a fork rather than the whisk. The whisks in our lab are pretty huge. They don't necessarily whisk well for this particular scenario. So I like to use a fork. And I just take and I mash the yolks and then I stir up the eggs. And your goal here is to get it to look like your eggs are all one mixture. So right now you can see the yolk, you can see the egg white. You want to kind of stir it up so that it's all one mixture. This is technically called scrambling your eggs. They are not scrambled eggs, but you're scrambling your eggs so that you get as even consistency as possible with your eggs. To your eggs then, once you get them as mixed as you can, you're going to add a 1/2 cup of milk. So milk, remember, you measure in a liquid measuring cup. And then you pour in the milk until you get to about the 1/2 cup. You go down to eye level, make sure it's at a 1/2 cup, and then add it into your egg mixture. Then the last ingredient for our French toast is going to be cinnamon. I will drop that. Cinnamon, you want to just use a few shakes. The recipe calls for 1/8 of a teaspoon. So for 1/8 of a teaspoon, since we don't have that measurement, I just take and do a couple shakes here, like this. Make sure that you have the side with the holes open, not open all the way like this, or you're going to regret that and your French toast will be not very tasty. Okay, so after you put your ingredients in, make sure that you scramble them up again. Make sure that the cinnamon mixes in with the eggs and the milk. You want to get it as mixed as you can. Then you want to grab your bread and have your bread ready. You guys are going to be using 2 pieces per person. So if you only want 1 piece of French toast, fine, take 1 piece of French toast. If you want both of your pieces of French toast, great, have 2 pieces. So you want to just take out your pieces of French toast and have them ready for the next step. Once you're ready for the next step, we're going to turn and look at the griddle here. You want to check to make sure that your griddle is hot. Now to do that, obviously you don't stick your hand on it. That would be very dumb indeed. So instead, to test if your griddle is hot enough in order to make your French toast, you take and put a little bit of water on your fingers, and then you go like this. And if you can hear it sizzle, that means that your pan is ready to make your French toast. Okay, so then after your pan is ready, you want to add a little bit of butter. So all you're going to do is take and just grab a little chunk of your butter and then use your turner to put it onto your pan. It's going to start sizzling right away. You want to take the turner and move it around on the pan. Do not use your knife because that will scratch the pan. Bad idea. So you want to make sure that you're using your turner, which is plastic, which will not scratch the knives. So you want to put just enough butter on here to make sure that nothing is going to stick. Now, at this point, you have to move quickly. You should have all of your ingredients ready to go, just like I do, so that nothing burns. So the next step then is to actually get your French toast onto the grill. So you take a piece of bread and you're going to very quickly drop it into your egg mixture, flip it over, and then put it onto your pan. You have to move super quickly or else you end up actually with soggy French toast. And your French toast will not flip once you try to actually, when you're ready to flip it and finish your cooking process. So every time you are putting the butter on the pan, you want to make sure that you're using only something plastic, not metal. Please do not scratch our brand new pans. Make sure that you are moving quickly when you put the bread into the French toast mixture. Flip fast, and then onto your pan. Now, we need to let our mixture cook. So, in order for us to know whether a French toast is actually cooked or not, we actually want to watch for a little bit of steam to come up from our French toast. Right now, our French toast is steaming on the sides. That's just the butter cooking. You actually want to wait to flip it until you see steam rising out of the top of your French toast. So when I get down and look, I don't see any steam. So I just want to wait until there's steam in order to flip it. All right, when I get down close, I can see that there's some steam rising out of my French toast. So that means that it's ready to flip. So a tip on flipping your French toast, if you actually flip your flipper upside down to move it a little bit, then flip it over and use it the right way, it's actually super helpful to loosen up the French toast in case it's sticking at all. So you just want to flip it over. Your French toast should be starting to turn a little bit brown around the edges. If it's not, that means it's not cooked all the way, and you want to make sure that you're cooking your eggs all the way. Once you have started to see steam rise out of this side of flipping as well, all you have to do is take your French toast, put it on a plate. You're going to have a few different topping options. You'll have the normal syrup. My favorite way to eat French toast is with peanut butter and syrup. You will also have the option of using yogurt and fresh fruit, which might sound kind of silly, but it's actually super good and way better for you than syrup would be because you get those extra nutrients from the dairy. And then you could also just eat it with butter if you'd rather. So that's our French toast demo. Make sure that you come in ready to go tomorrow, or else we are going to run out of time as usual. All right, I will see you later.